Robert Naranjo? Naranjo, I'm sorry. And there's somebody else. Is that Steve Ross? Well, it's just the two of them. Is that all that's going to do it, Terry? John Cole is up there with him. John Cole. Thank you very much. All right, so if you'd all please rise, we will have these guys set these flags.
Arms. You can all join me in a pledge of allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order of arms.
Thank you, gentlemen. We appreciate that. Duncan, are you here? Yes. You're going to offer the invocation, so we'd appreciate it.
Our dear, kind, and gracious Heavenly Father, we're so grateful for this day. We're grateful for the moisture that we are receiving. We're grateful for this country that we live in and the rights that we have. We're grateful for those that are in attendance as well as those throughout our country that have fought to keep those rights for us. Our Heavenly Father, please bless that we can go throughout this meeting and the commissioners can be guided to make the decisions that are in the right, that they might be guided by thy hand. Please bless us with more moisture that we might be able to sustain our lakes, reservoirs, our pastures and fields. Please bless that we can go throughout this day in peace and safety and no harm or accident come upon us. In the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Duncan. We appreciate that. Thought of the day, Commissioner Harvey.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. You know, because of the work, because of the sacrifice of many that are here in the audience today, and I mean that sacrifice on a lot of different levels, we in Weber County get to enjoy quite a few different things that are diversified. I'll be a little remiss by not focusing more on the conflict which we come to honor today, but I'm going to talk about our outside parks at Weber County for just a minute. Many of you know that in Weber County we have several parks, not just the kind that you play baseball in or you have swing sets and things like that, but we have different parks. We have right over the bridge within a mile of here, we have what's called Observatory Park. This is a park that was built on top of the old landfill. Many of you in the room will remember the landfill that's just across 24th Street. Well, that was a cap was put on that park, and now that park, we've had several years where we've had the Utah State Athletic Association cyclocross championships there, held to benefit high school students. It's home to really a world-class archery park now, where they use that park every day of the week. And there's a beautiful building down in there that was built not with Weber County money, but money that came from grants from places like Pittman-Robertson in the state of Utah. Beautiful down in there. Another park that we have, a historic park right next door, is Fort Buenaventura. That's a historic mountain man park. It's used widely. It's got a ton of use there. But two other parks, aside from what we do, the baseball and the softball and all the other things are, we have a park up in the Upper Valley called Weber Memorial Park. That's on the way to Causey. And we have the North Fork Park. And because of the freedoms we enjoy, years ago, commissioners who had the foresight to think about today and tomorrow, purchased some property up there. And I can tell you that revenue, out of what's happened recently, the revenue in those parks over just last year is up 48%. Now, most of you know that parks are a tax drain. They take money. But our parks do actually very well, because in our parks, we don't just have snowshoeing and we don't just have hiking and trail riding for horses. We do a lot of bicycling and other things, but we also have camping sites for RVs. The trail use up there at North Fork Park, commissioners, in the last 4 years, as measured by the trail cams, is up now 500% in the last 4 years. 500%. We've taken those local day use and we've turned them into multi-day traffic. So people come up there, instead of just walking through the park, they'll bring their camper and stay the weekend, which creates the revenue, which adds to those numbers that I just talked about. We're participating very well in the land stewardship program, which helps keep the park alive, perpetuates it. The park's in better shape now than it's ever been, at least since I've been here for 30 years. Because of the work, we have 189 spots in those two parks, 189 RV spots up there between those two spots. 10 of them right now are fully paved, and they're more of an executive, kind of a nicer premium spot. And we're adding 4 more into the Mustang Flat area at North Fork Park. We have 4 group sites at Memorial. One of them has a beautiful handmade cabin big enough to hold family reunions at. We have 9 group sites up at the North Fork Park. And we have 4 more sites coming to both of those parks. Reservations for 2023 opened on the 1st of November. And I can tell you it's just a wonderful place to go. So it's just another wonderful asset that we enjoy here at Weber County, that I'm glad to have that in my portfolio. I'll remind, for those who don't have a lot of touch with any kind of media, that today's the day that you have the privilege or the opportunity to exercise your voice by voting. That's taking place out at the Weber County Fairgrounds or the Golden Spike Event Center. For those of us in Weber County, if you didn't want to mail in your ballot, you can still go through that process live out there at the fairgrounds. And so, I appreciate this opportunity to be here. The feeling inside the room here is really special. We could tell when we walk in, just to have the energy that exists today. Special thanks to those of you, the families that have come to pay respects to, is just wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Those are my thoughts for the day.
You bet. Thank you, Commissioner. So the way this is going to go, just so you understand, this is a regular commission meeting, so we've got about 20 minutes worth of business we have to conduct prior to our actions on this program, the Salute to the Korean War Veterans. So we will hustle and get right through that, and then we'll get right to that presentation. So you're just going to have to bear with us for a minute. We do have a point for public comments today related to the agenda, if there's anybody who'd like to do that. That'd be your time. Okay, I don't see anybody, so we'll move the agenda and go to consent items. So the consent items today are as follows. Request for approval of warrants is listed on the agenda today in the amount of $1,654,132. Item 2 is request for approval of purchase orders approved in the amount of $36,677. So Ricky is normally here to give us
Commissioners, I'll offer that today.
Okay, Craig, go ahead.
Okay. So there are 5 POs for a total of $37,000. 52% or $19,000 of that was for the transfer station, for fencing, a salt spreader, and temporary employees. 26% of that was for $10,000 for parks for table frames. There were 230 warrants issued for $1.7 million. 55% or $907,000 of that was for employee insurance. 6% or $96,000 was for the library for books and materials, a canopy at the Southwest branch, and for utilities. And 5% or $88,000 was for junior livestock disbursements.
Thank you, sir. All right, item 4 is approval of the minutes of our November 1st meeting. Item 5 is approval of new business licenses. Item 6 is a request for approval of a contract by between Weber County and the U.S. Forest Service to assist with improving access points to the Pineview Reservoir modifications contract 4854. Item 7 is request for approval of a contract between Weber County and Graviton Consulting Services for extended support for the Oracle HCM software for the period of November 14th to December 10th of next year. Item 8 is request for approval of amendment number 2 to a contract between Weber County and Graphic House to extend the deadline for installation of wayfinding signage, Phase 1, from October 31st of this year to August 31st of next year. Commissioners, any questions on that?
No questions, Mr. Chair. I do have a comment, though.
Yes, go ahead, Gage.
So on F6, the contract with the U.S. Forest Service, I just want everybody listening to understand that this has been a 2-year process with Weber County working with the U.S. Forest Service to make some improvements to parking access at Pineview. We know over the last couple of years, especially during the pandemic, we've had a huge increase in traffic up there. So with the help of our number of our congressional delegations, our federal people, as you know, Pineview is a federal asset. We've been able to come up with a joint venture where the county is involved with the design and helping, really looking at Causey and Pineview over the next 15 to 20 years to make it more user-friendly, look at the parking situations, and hopefully be a more aggressive asset for this county in the future. So I think that's a good thing to recognize. This contract is still going ahead, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Harvey, anything?
No comments.
How about a motion?
I'll make that motion. We approve the consent items, F like Foxtrot 1 through including 8. Now, listen, they laugh at me every week because I go through the phonetic alphabet. In the process, I'm teaching them about the phonetic alphabet to, keep it up. People forget that nowadays.
Okay. How about a second to that?
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion and a second on F as in Foxtrot 1 through 8. All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. It's approved. Okay, we'll go to the action items. Item G is in golf.
Is that a boy?
1, request for approval of resolution for the County Commission of Weber County appointing trustees to the Roy Water Conservancy District. Stacy, go ahead.
Good morning, Commissioners. The Roy Water Conservancy District had 2 appointments that expire at the end of December of 2022. Their district is broken down into 5 separate districts. So District 1 and District 2 both had vacancies. I posted in accordance with the state statute, and I received 1 application from Gary Newman for District 1 and 1 application from Mark Olin for District 2. And I received no other applications, so just asking for your approval to reappoint those members. They have been serving, and they're interested in continuing to serve.
Good. Very good. Questions? Either of you?
No?
Motion?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I would make a motion that Mr. Gary Newman and Mr. Mark Olin be reappointed to the Roy Water Conservancy District as presented by Ms. Stacy Gean this morning.
I'll second that motion.
Very good. That is a resolution. So, Craig, will you call that?
Okay, roll call vote for Resolution 47-2022. Commissioner Floor?
Aye.
Commissioner Harvey.
Aye.
Chair Jenkins.
Aye. Thanks,
you.
sir. All right, next item on the agenda is request for approval of contract by and between Weber County and Vegas Productions to hold the Jordan World Circus at the Golden Spike Event Center. Duncan Olson.
Good morning, Commissioners. So this one's a little different. We're excited to have the circus back. They came back last year, and one of the things that comes with the circus is a circus. They use their own ticketing service, and it's really hard for our ticket staff to accommodate it, but they use it everywhere they go. We're one of the few places that they trust to do their tickets, and so because of that, we charge them a little bit more than is inside our fee ordinance. So unlike most contracts I present, this one is because we're charging them more than normal rather than less. So,
Questions, Commissioners?
No, this makes
Nope.
sense.
Yeah, all right, Commissioner Harvey, this is
Do you
your
have
portfolio.
Is there a person in the audience that's part of that circus? Yeah, you're looking the right way, or maybe not.
Well, so
Okay.
Mitt Romney's got a representative here today. He could be part of that circuit. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm waiting for a motion.
I should have done that the first thing. Motion to approve the Jordan World Circus in Weber County.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that's approved. Third item is a request for approval of a contract by and between Weber County and Midwest Cheerleading and Dancing Academy for the Cowboy Christmas Classic to be held at the Golden Spike Event Center. Duncan, you again.
yeah, and this is a similar contract. They're just a little outside of our normal box, and so we've had to change our fee ordinance a little bit to accommodate them. Some of the food and beverage stuff for buyout because they bring treats for all their cheerleaders and competitors, and so nothing really out of the ordinary other than we're just charging different than inside our fee ordinance.
Very good. Questions?
None for me.
Commissioner Harvey, your portfolio.
None, and I'll request that we approve this contract between Midwest Cheerleading and Dance Academy in Weber County to hold that event.
Very good.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's
Thanks,
approved.
Commissioners.
Thanks, Duncan. Item 4 is, under G as in golf, is approval of contract by and between Weber County and Ensign Engineering and Land Surveying for the design of multiple sites around the Pineview Reservoir. Ashley Tolman.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Hi, Ashley.
Before you is a contract between Weber County and Ensign Engineering to design sites around Pineview. It's a project that we put out through the bid process, approved by purchasing, to hire a consulting firm to design those sites. The item that was in the consent portion of the meeting was the agreement between Weber County and the Forest Service to adjust the numbers, our commitment to that project to match up with the result of the bid process. And so now this contract would be to hire on that consulting firm to design those sites. Do you have any questions for me?
Questions, Commissioners?
Yeah, Mr. Chair.
Yeah,
So,
go ahead.
Ashley, would you remind us again what the county share of this cost is for the Ensign to do the design work?
So originally, our contract was to provide a lot of labor in our in-kind donation to the Forest Service. With the result of the bid, the Forest Service came up with more money, about $140,000, and the county came up with $30,000, and that will be budgeted through engineering services
Right.
to pay. And so we'll continue to provide the labor component of our donation to this project as well as some cash.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I might mention that was the original agreement that we entered into the Forest Service over a year ago now. It seems like maybe longer than that. That the county would actually put in like services labor in exchange for the cash from the federal government to improve those sites and come up. So this is really the last step before we actually go into construction. So we have the design phase, and then sometime, I'm assuming the next 2 years, we'll go into the construction phase based on available funding.
Yeah, this will produce the construction drawings and bid documents to
Right.
put those out for bids to go into construction.
Good. Well, it's great to see this come about, Mr. Chair.
I agree. Commissioner Floor, congratulations to you, and we appreciate all the time and effort you've put into this. This has been an effort of passion for you to get this done up there
Yeah, and,
for the Upper Valley residents.
yeah, and the passion came about because of the number of vehicles that were parked illegally on the streets and the overuse of those
That's right.
assets up there. So this will be good, and there'll be some changes. Obviously, it may entail paid parking and some others, but again, at the end of the day, we can't have overuse on that facility. We have to be able to control the use, but this will expand it, give people a better experience at Pineview.
I agree.
May I interject, Mr. Chair?
Go ahead.
Commissioner Forrest said overuse. It might be responsible to point out that that overuse is not created necessarily by the citizenry of Weber County, who pay the tax notes on this. The overuse is created by citizenry from outside of Weber County who don't contribute to the Weber County tax base. And so the parking fee or something like that would be a way for us to garner funds that would specifically be reinvested back into that area for enforcement and other things like that. It's just areas across the country that have done this have been resoundingly successful. This is the right way to go. So very happy to move forward with this.
Very good. So Commissioner Floor, this is your portfolio.
Yes, I'd be happy to make a motion. We approve the contract by and between Weber County and Ensign Engineering and Land Surveying for design of multiple sites around Pineview Reservoir as presented by Mr. Ashley Tolman this morning.
I'll second that motion.
Very good. You have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. That's approved. Thanks, Ashley. All right, item 5, last one in our active action items is request for approval of contract by and between Weber County and Ascent Crew LLC for janitorial services for Weber County Weber Center building. Bryce Taylor.
So
Right.
this is, like it says, janitorial service contract for the Weber Center. This went through the procurement process, through purchasing, was awarded to these guys, and so it's a contract this is for a 3-year contract with some, a couple-year extension options at the end.
Questions, commissioners?
None for me.
No? Okay. How about a motion?
It's in your portfolio. You good with this?
Yeah, I'm good with
Okay,
this.
I'll make a motion that we approve this contract between Ascent Crew LLC for janitorial services for the Weber County building here.
That's a motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's approved. Thanks, Bryce. All right, the final item on the agenda today is a salute to our Korean War veterans. Oh, before I get to that, I want to thank, I poked Chandler there a little bit, but I want to recognize Chandler Butler. He's with Senator Romney's office, and raise your hand, Chandler, so they all know who you are. Thank you for being here today. We appreciate it. All right. Let's go to first to Chase here. Chase? Okay, Chase, you got something you're gonna start for us? Here we go. Thank you very much. Christy, you prepared that, didn't you? Yeah, DCO. Yeah. Anyway, that was really well done. So there's a couple things I want to read here. So we're honoring the Korean veterans today, but we're doing as part of Veterans Day in general. Because Veteran Day is coming up right away. And this was in the Epic Times the other day. It says at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918, the armistice was signed by the Allies in Germany, thus halting the carnage of the Great War, or World War I. The official end of the war was declared at the Treaty of Versailles in June of 1919. World War I pulverized parts of Europe and inflicted massive casualties, yet predicted it would be the war to end all wars. Well, we know how that went, right? So in 1985, on Veterans Day, President Ronald Reagan stated, "Elections, like presidents, come and go, and always our nation remains due primarily to the courage and sacrifice of Americans veterans who exemplify and defend the ideals that the United States stands for. When recruits enter any branch of the armed forces, they are aware of the future mission, that their future mission could thrust them into harm's way. Yet they are willing to fight and die for a cause of human liberty. Who are these men and women? They are the ordinary individuals who, along with their families, make great sacrifices and endure extraordinary challenges. What higher commitment is there than to place one's life on the line for humanity?" So, with that, brings us to the list of Korean War veterans that we were able to locate. Now, this has not been an easy task, locating all you fellers. We tried and did our best, and we might have some here today that we didn't have listed. And as we go through this list, we'd like you to hold your hand up if you're not here. These are the people we're, well, if you're not here, how's that possible? If you're not recognized, that's what I meant to say. You know, we're good up here sometimes. We can even know people who aren't here. Okay, so we come today to honor these Korean War era veterans. We have David Allen, Billy Jane Brookens, Dean Birch, James Clements, Clark Corey, Robert Dwayne Cox, Robert Davies, Dexter Farr, Stanley Flint, Rudy Charles Girardelli. Thank you for that. Alfredo Gutierrez, Larry Hampton, Bernie Hernandez, Laddy, Gean McFarland, C.J. Ormond, Darrell Palmer, Rodney Purser, Mario Joe Ropalato, Harold Lamar Shaw, Yonio Shimizu, I'm sorry, I butchered that. And I see you back there. I apologize. Grant Spinlove, Billy Spinks, Wesley Schwaneveld, Ray Stoddard, Robert Thayer, and then out at the George Wallen that couldn't attend today is Robert Ackerland, Felix Casillas, Raymond Croxon, Isaac Finn, Ike, James Hicks, Jack Junk, Kenneth Roscoe, and Blaine Ray Stromberg. So we welcome you all and honor your service this day. Yes, sir.
Those that don't know me, my name is John Cole. 72 years ago, I was in North Korea with the 1st Marine Division at a place called the Chosin Reservoir. Our one division was outnumbered by 11 Chinese divisions. Our division was written off as annihilated by hordes of Chinese. That's what my wife saw on television. Less than 2 weeks later, the 1st Marine Division had made it through the sea, where they were evacuated to South Korea. Along with that, there was 100,000 men, women, and children, North Koreans, that followed the division to the sea. But there, they were put on ships and taken to South Korea. And they live in South Korea today. The president of South Korea today, his parents were 2 young people in that group of 100,000 that come out of North Korea. They wanted nothing more to do with communism. They wanted to go to South Korea where there was freedom. And, I've been involved with obtaining this particular medal here for the South, the veterans in the state of Utah. It's been called the Forgotten War.
Yeah.
And through the Embassy of San Francisco and the nation South Korea, we provided over 2,600 of these Ambassador for Peace medals from the South Korean government to Korean War veterans here in the state of Utah. These medals are made out of melted down barbed wire in the 38th parallel for our Korean War veterans here in the state of Utah. It's a little known fact, but it is a fact. I think more people should know about that.
So John, don't sit down yet. I agree with you when you say it's called the Forgotten War. It is. So that medal that's squarely in the middle of your chest, what is that?
That's for the 60th anniversary of the signing of the armistice on the 27th of July in 1953. And this also is made out of melted down barbed wire from the 38th parallel.
That's good. So you can still fit in your uniform. I'm impressed.
I worked because I was asked by our Medal of Honor winner, George Wallen, who was a personal friend, if I could still fit in my uniform. And I told him, well, I thought so because I don't weigh as much now as I did then. I worked because he asked me to. He says, you need to have more old guys that can still fit their uniform to show it so people can see there is somebody that is still left.
I agree.
I don't represent just myself. I represent all of our veterans who never made it home.
Bet.
And I've been married to the same little lady for the last 76 years, going on 77. She been through all my trials and tribulations.
She's a good woman.
Two veterans and a Korean War veteran. And anything I can do for veterans, I do. That's why I'm here today.
And thank you for your service. We appreciate you, John. So you talk of George Wallen. Commissioner Frohr and I knew him. We were able to be involved with he and Terry Scow with the getting funds for the veterans home out of here, which they eventually named after George Wallen. So those were wonderful times, Terry.
I was a little bit ahead of in high school at the Weaver High School where my wife was going to school. And we knew both he and his wife. We were good friends. We attended a number of things. Even his monument was dedicated down at Camp Williams.
Yeah. Well, thank you. We appreciate your comments. All right, so we are, the commissioners, we're going to come around front right here, and we're going to call you up one at a time, and we want to shake your hand and give you a award here. And then we'll hope you'll all so we'll want to get a group picture of y'all when you're done. So that's important to us today. So we'll call you right up to the front here, one by one. Come on, Commissioner, let's go down. This is a special day for us. It's not often we get this opportunity. So, Mr. Cole, why don't you come first? John Cole. Right over here. Right here. You shake my hand on the way by? Thank you for your service, sir. We appreciate you.
My honor to serve.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your comments. For the token for our future. I don't know if you have room for this to put on your.
That won't, you have trouble wearing that, but you put it on the
desk.
dresser or your desk.
You bet.
This is a card for you. Do you have a pocket in that?
You bet.
Very good.
Let's get a picture over here.
Oh, we're gonna just do a group picture, right? Just stand right here. David Allen, you here? No, oh, here he comes right here. After David is Billy Brookens. Thank you, sir. We do appreciate you.
Semper Fi.
Our 71st anniversary coming up for
Thank you very much for your service. Thank you. Yeah, good to see you again. I think she used to have a You help me out.
Dean Birch? Is he here?
Thank you for your service.
Don't see him. How about James Clemens? Clark Corey. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh, yeah. Bob's my uncle.
Robert Cox? Well, Robert, I know your son-in-law here. Son-in-law, is it? Brad Ty. He and I have done a lot of business over the years, and I really have learned to love and appreciate him. Why don't you know that? He is a great guy. You know what? Robert Davis, you here? I don't see him. Robert V. Davis. There's two Roberts there. Neither of you are here, huh? How about Dexter Farr? Here you go. And Stanley Flint? Thank you, sir. We appreciate you and your service. Why don't you know that? Mr. Flint? Rudy Jardelli. Oh, come on, not here? Pardon? Yeah, wave if you're not here. That's right. Alfredo Gutierrez, not here. Larry Hampton. No Larry? Golly, we get hold of these guys. Bernie Hernandez. Laddy McFarland. No. C.J. Orman. Here we go. Have that railing right there. Thank you so much for your service. We do appreciate it. We'll make this quick. Daryl Palmer. Yeah, bring your walker down with you, Daryl. Rodney Purser. Rodney, you can come here first while you're waiting for him. Thank you. We do appreciate your service. I want you to know that. Daryl, thank you for your time and service. We want you to know that. Mario Ropalato. Is he here? No. Harold Shaw. No. I butchered this last time. I'm sorry. Yonio Shiramazu. Man, look at you walk right up here, so spry.
They call me
Yo, thank you. I apologize. Thank you. We do appreciate your service. Grant Spinlove. No Grant. Billy Spinks. Wes Schwanevelt. Wesley. Ray Dean Stoddard. Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. Right? Thank you. We do appreciate you, man. You look good in that uniform.
I'm glad I stepped in.
I say. Come on over here. We appreciate that. I'm impressed on how many guys still fit their uniforms. I could have come close. Robert Thayer. All right, these are the invites we had. Who's here that I've missed? Is there anybody here that I've missed? Please. None? I thought you... Uh-huh.
Vietnam, sir.
Vietnam. Ah, good to have you here anyway today. All right. Well, let's get a photo with all of you here. You're going to have to kind of buddy up here. Yeah, squeeze in just a little bit. Oh, you guys look good. Why don't you step up this side again? There you go. Very, very good.
Who's the oldest one here?
Scott Jenkins. I'm 95. More than 96.
94.
West is what, 94, 95?
Next month, 94.
94.
Yeah. Okay, everybody. This is where we give it to them. We have refreshments right behind this curtain, and I want to thank the Veterans Committee, Terry Scow and Frank Moss and all the guys that are on that. We appreciate what they did in helping organize this today. So thank you for all coming today, and Commissioner, where are you? Harv? Motion to adjourn? Second? Gage? Second? Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. We're adjourned. Thanks, everybody.